Hey everybody, I'm David with Bolivar Live, and once again we're here Monday afternoon talking insurance with Priest Insurance. And we were talking before the show started, and you said, "Man, I had a good one yesterday," or I mean, maybe not good ones
Yeah.
the way, but and you said, "Man, there was a big spread between flood and windstorm in this," and I
Yeah.
said, "What are you talking about? Big spread?" Explain it now
Sure.
because it's something that a lot of people may not think about.
So, insurance is not most people's favorite subject. It's just, we want it and we want to put it away because this is
So
cost.
like planning a funeral.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like, but then when you need it,
You need
you
it.
need it. So we met with some people yesterday and they are down on the beach and, time passes. And whenever you buy your house, you go through the struggle of getting your insurance and getting the right coverage, looking at the values, so forth and so on, and it's good and it's put in place and you think it's that way forever. Well, it doesn't really go like that. So we went in and we had a meeting yesterday and we pulled out the client's stuff, or the prospective client stuff, and we started going over what they had. And floods flood. People, when you get a renewal, you get an option to increase it every year up to the maximum. And most houses down at the beach should be maxed out. Windstorm kind of sits there unless they choose to have a building increase, which they recently had a year or so ago. The cost of the building went up. So if you had 200,000, it might have gone to 210. And then home insurances, some of them have an automatic increase factor. And when I say an automatic increase, I'm not talking about the rate, I'm talking about the dwelling coverage. So it just
Right.
goes up a certain percentage every year. Some don't. So we sit down and we've talked before about insurance to value and the importance of insuring your house to value and how it can affect you in a claim. But as time creeps on, these policies that once were symmetric and all kind of working together to do the same thing, acting as one, they're spread out. So this particular person, yeah.
Explain that real quick because this is what caught me about the 300, 200. Explain that real quick so people know what you're talking about when you say working together symmetrical.
Working together symmetrically is that, okay, so let's say you have a storm and lightning hits your house, maybe you have some wind damage, and there's also a bit of flood damage because a wave came and knocked some siding off, okay?
Right.
That is 3 claims,
Okay.
okay? That means that you have to have each of those policies for them to work together. The lightning strike comes from the homeowner's policy.
Right.
The windstorm lift comes from the windstorm policy and the subsequent rain that comes in your house from that.
Right.
The flood policy kicks in when it takes out the siding. So symmetry in all of them working together, and if you're not insured to value, then you run into this problem, like for example, a $300,000 house that it costs $300,000 to insure, but yesterday where we were, the windstorm was correct at 300,000, but the homeowners had lagged back at 200,000. Okay, so let's say that lightning strike comes in, and that triggers the homeowner's policy to work. Okay, so when the claim comes, everybody wants replacement costs. Let's say the lightning strike caused $50,000 in damage. Okay, so most people's expectation is to get $50,000 minus their deductible. So what I got, I have $200,000 in insurance, surely I'm covered. It's not the way that the contract works and that the insurance is set up. So if you have a $200,000 in coverage and you should have been insured for $300,000, that is a relationship of 67%, right?
Right.
Okay, so that means because you're not at 80%, okay, because that's where you need to be to get replacement cost, that means that $50,000 claim is not going to be $50,000 less your deductible. It's going to be $50,000 times 67%, or $33,000 less your deductible.
Right.
So in that event, when they all work together, number one, they have to all be insured to
Be
value.
valued.
They have to be
the
all
same.
correctly valued, and they all need to be reviewed to make sure that when you do have a claim, that you don't get a big surprise, and which is going to make everyone angry. Nobody wants their insurance to go up, but you
Right.
sure don't want to have a
Underinsured.
hidden deductible
Yeah.
in this. Okay.
So it reverts back to, even though the one insurance was based on 300,000, the other one was only 200,000, and that's where the claim was.
And it should have been
And
300,000.
and if it would have been 300, they would have been in a lot better position.
If they'd have been at $300,000, assuming they have a 1% deductible of $3,000, that $50,000 claim would have resulted into $50,000 minus $3 or $47,000 payout.
Okay. But now it's going to be, what, half
30.
of that?
Yeah, half of that. Yeah.
And that's a lot of money out of pocket.
It's a big surprise out of pocket.
Yeah. I mean, you're already going through mental anguish because of the storm. We saw that during Ike, and I've always said, if someone that had ties down here says it didn't affect them mentally, they're flat out lying.
They are.
You. And I'll look them in the eyes, because I can remember coming down out of High Island. In fact, we need to do a show on that again. Coming out of High Island, and they finally were letting everyone in, and I called my mom crying like a baby. And she said, I was waiting for this call. So anyway, don't do that. Make sure you're covered good. And we always say on every show, it's not a matter of if you're going to use it, it's when you're going to use it down here.
I am appealing to you to either get in touch with your agent, go over your policies, call us, we love that, and go over your policies. But more importantly, make sure you're insured correctly for when you need it, because man, if cost is a concern, it might be a better idea to, instead of $6,000 out of pocket, maybe you look at $9,000 to make sure you're insured to value, to make sure you're not wiped out at the end.
We've had some trouble with power down here. I'm going to throw this on you. So we're getting salt buildup because we haven't had rain, and we're getting some power surges because something blows and it surges through. And it comes in and blows, and this is from my knowledge, it blows your TV out and your refrigerator out, maybe because you had a power surge. Is that under homeowners insurance?
It can be.
Okay. Depending on how it's wrote up.
On how and where, and yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, if people want to get hold of you to look at their insurance policy, sort of like the customers did yesterday, how can they get hold of you?
Call us, 409-755-7600. Or you can just go to priestinsuranceragency.com and kind of peruse around there. You can send us a message. We'd love to hear from you.
And I tell you what, the girls in the office are fabulous. They all take care of their customers, and they make frequent trips down here. I think they come down more to eat and enjoy the beach than they do work.
Yeah, I'll go take that picture, and then they stop off.
Yeah. But anyway, give Priest Insurance a call. They're tied to the community. They've been down here, and they're not going anywhere, and they know the business of coastal insurance. So we're going to head on out. Remember, you can see all our Bolivar Live shows, including Insurance Talk with Priest Insurance, every Monday at 3:30 here on Bolivar Live on our YouTube channel at Bolivar Live, or youtube.com/@Bolivar Live. You can see it on BolivarLiveTV.com. And now you can download a free download on Roku and Amazon Fire and watch us on the big screen. Until next time, I'm David with Bolivar Live with Dan Priest from Priest Insurance. Y'all have a great day, great week. Come see us. God bless, and bye-bye. Priest Insurance Agency has been located in the heart of Lumberton, Texas since 2001, providing a consultative approach and educating customers on how their insurance works for them throughout the coastal region of Texas. Priest Insurance specializes in the coastal region of Texas, covering home, auto, business, and recreational insurance. With ties to the coastal communities, Dan Priest has had the sand between his toes since 1972 with a home on Bolivar Peninsula in Galveston County. He survived a storm named Ike, but lost his home. With insurance coverage, his family was able to rebuild following the 2008 storm and continues to make memories beachfront. Priest Insurance specializes in the coastal communities, family dwellings, investment property, and business insurance. They've been there. Whether you're looking for or have a family retreat along the Texas coast, investment property, or a business, Priest Insurance would be honored to work with you and your family to make sure you're covered anytime trouble arises. For more information on Priest Insurance and their contact information, please visit their website at www.priestinsurance.com. www.priestinsuranceagency.com, or their office is open for phone calls with questions and consultation Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. by calling 409-755-7600. Priest Insurance Agency, working and educating customers, making sure they understand and have the coverage they deserve.